fact is that for the first time in decades, the established order of fair, free and open global trade, which has done so much to enrich and empower the world's nations, is under threat.
Government Minister Dr. Liam Fox underlining the challenges facing global trade in 2017 and the impacts that could have on the private equity world. The SuperReturn International audience heard the Secretary of State for International Trade's outlook as he challenged them to take the initiative in influencing the future.
But I think it's very important that the wealth creators, the business class if you like, put pressure on the political class to push them in the right direction. Because the decisions we take today politically, in terms of the global economy, in terms of global trade and in terms of Britain's relationship with the European Union, for example, we need to put prosperity ahead of politics. Wealth creation is about taking your unique intellectual IP and turning it into a good or a service that no one else yet has. And we need to ensure that politicians create the environment that allows that to happen. And that's where the pressure from this conference should go. So I've been encouraging as many of them as I can when I'm speaking to them, get out there and influence the policymakers, because otherwise they will influence you.
Laying down the gauntlet in a challenging global environment, but one that US private equity titan David Rubenstein remains positive about, despite the change in the American administration.
I think the business community in the United States has concluded that leave aside the rhetoric and leave aside some miscues and so forth, that the agenda is pretty pro-business, and therefore if President Trump can get things through that he wants, it'll probably be good for the business community. That's a general consensus.
David Rubenstein's keynote today, he specifically said that the consensus in the States was that things financially are looking good, the outlook is good. Is that something you would agree with, and if so, why?
So I have heard that message repeatedly since the election. We have more data points now because we're actually weeks into the administration. We had the speech last night. I have to say, I'd be hard-pressed to find a person more informed than David on these kinds of things. He's a well-connected guy, but every pragmatic voice that I've heard analyzing the net business impact has suggested that it's probably positive.
And whilst David Rubenstein has decades of influence and experience in this industry, two men who know an awful lot about managing risk and taking decisions under extreme pressure in a very different one told their fascinating story. Former DEA agents Steve Murphy and Javier Pena, the subjects of hit TV series Narcos, and the men that helped bring down the world's first narco-terrorist, Pablo Escobar.
We view the title of being a public service as a badge of honor. And we're proud that we did that. You're able to do a little bit to help your fellow man. You feel like you're contributing to the good of the entire world. So you have to be able to focus on your mission, and this is a lesson that's just not pertains to law enforcement. This can pertain to any industry in the world. You set your goals, your objectives, whatever you want to call it. We call it a mission. And then you have to focus on that mission, but you have to carry through. So when the times get tough and things don't go the way that you want them to go, you have to be able to see beyond that and just work through it. And we both had that commitment.
To be fair, not everybody's missions are life-threatening like yours were, though.
Oh, you know my wife, do you?
Self-effacing, brave men who took the ultimate risk. And judging by the packed room, one that's much appreciated and admired by the private equity industry members who gathered in their hundreds to hear their humbling and unique insights.